welcome back. All right, so we have finished with Unit 1 and we are moving into Unit 2, which is called Guidelines for Exercise and Personal Exploration. So before we get started, make sure that you have your Unit 2 note sheet in front of you and you're following along as we go through. The first thing we're going to talk about is guidelines for exercise. All right, so the Department of Health and Human Services recommends the following exercise guidelines. Aerobic activity is that you get between 150 to 300 minutes of moderate aerobic activity a week, or between 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous aerobic activity a week, or a combination of both moderate and vigorous activity. So the best way to do this is to spread it out throughout the week. You don't want to do everything in one day. And an example of vigorous activity could be doing sprints multiple times a week or running the mile multiple times a week. Moderate activity is more like walking, gardening, things like that. I'm just going to exit myself off because I always have a hard time seeing the screen, having you guys see the screen with me down. Greater amounts of exercise will provide greater health benefits. Even small amounts of physical activity can be beneficial to you. Being active for short periods of time throughout the day can add up, and this can provide you with health benefits. So finding a balance that works for you and your life is key. What counts as moderate physical activity? It could be anything from walking, dancing, hiking, bicycling, doing something recreational, being active recreational, and swimming. Kayaking and canoeing are also types of moderate aerobic exercises, as well as mowing the lawn. And then for vigorous aerobic exercises, we include running, aerobic dancing, hiking, uphill swimming, hiking uphill, and swimming laps. Strength training. Strength training can include use of weight machines. You can use your own body weight as well as resistance bands, resistance paddles in the water, or activities such as rock climbing. Doing strength training exercise for all muscle groups, major muscle groups, at least 2 times a week is recommended. And you should aim to do a single set of each exercise. So using a weight or resistance level heavy enough to tire your muscles after about 12 to 15 repetitions. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate physical activity every day, and this will help you reach that 150 recommended minutes. If you want to lose weight or maintain weight loss or meet specific fitness goals, you may need to exercise more. Any activity is better than none. What's most important is making regular physical activity part of your lifestyle. Adolescent exercise guidelines. So for you guys, it's recommended that you get 60 minutes or an hour of moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity daily. This can involve a variety of enjoyable physical activities. As part of the 60 minutes on at least 3 days a week, you need vigorous activities such as running or playing soccer, activity that strengthens your muscles such as climbing or doing push-ups or strength-based exercises, and then activity that strengthens bones such as gymnastics or jumping rope or running. The key to personal fitness and overall health is moving more and sitting less. The more hours you sit each day, the higher your risk for metabolic problems as you age. Sitting too much can negatively impact your health and longevity, even if you get the recommended amount of daily physical activity every day. Adults should move more and sit less throughout the day, and some physical activity is better than none. So find an activity that you enjoy and do that. Adults who sit less and do more and do any amount of moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity gain health benefits. We're going to watch this quick video that goes over a little bit more of what we've been talking about.
The new physical activity guidelines for Americans recommend that adults get 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic activity per week. But what does that mean? Aerobic physical activities increase heart rate and breathing. Both moderate and vigorous activities count, but vigorous intensity is more strenuous than moderate intensity. However, it gets you to your target in half the time. Moderate intensity activity might seem challenging to someone just starting out. It's okay to start slow and gradually ramp up the intensity over time. So what can you do on a daily basis to get to the recommended amount of activity? Let's get moving and do the math. Walking is the easiest way to get started, but it has to be 2.5 miles an hour or faster. Apps like Google or Apple Maps estimate your arrival time with a walking speed slightly faster than that, so use their ETA as a benchmark. Introduce a 5-minute walk each morning as part of your commute. It's a moderate intensity activity and the minutes add up, totaling 17% by the end of the work week. Leave the car in the garage and walk to the grocery store. If it's 10 minutes away, one trip there and back per week earns you another 13%. Raking leaves is also a moderate intensity activity. 30 minutes of similar yard work or gardening gets you 20% closer to your weekly goal. Taking the stairs is vigorous activity, meaning those minutes add up twice as fast. So skip the elevator because 1 minute of stair climbing every day adds another 9% to your total. Biking 10 miles an hour or faster is also vigorous activity, and just 10 minutes once a week is 13%. If you're really moving, dancing can be vigorous intensity activity. 30 minutes on a Friday night will get you 40%. So at the end of 1 week, where would that get you? Let's add up all those moderate activities. Now adding in our vigorous activities. Goal achieved. The guidelines also recommend muscle strengthening activities on 2 or more days a week. It's important to work all the major muscle groups of the body: the legs, hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulders, and arms. And for additional health benefits, go beyond these recommendations. But the important thing to remember is that introducing small changes and short routines that get you active can improve your health. And walking is a good first step. If you have a disability or chronic health condition, are older, or are pregnant, there are specific recommendations in the guidelines just for you. Click the link in the description to learn more.
All right. So what you're going to do next is go back to your HyperDoc, and it is going to give you instructions on what you should do next.